blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry, one artist at a time.
Perfect.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Once again, it is a wonderful Tuesday night, and you got your team of Power Ups International saying good evening. I'm the Veep, got the Goob, Dizzy, somewhere EBTCH, and of course DRay. How's
You should
everybody?
You should have said that was Sue Storm.
Hobble into her destiny.
I had to click clack all the way in here. It takes a minute.
She did indeed say click clack.
We are once again freakless. Does anybody know what's the scoop with that?
I heard. No, I actually heard a rumor, Dizzy, that he was abducted by Ethiopian freedom fighters and was made to watch Charmed. In Africa. And they said if he blinked one time, it was gonna be over.
Well, if by
him.
freedom fighters you mean a Canadian, and if by Africa you mean Canada,
You mean boo woo?
yeah,
He didn't even have to leave his mouth
know
for that
there
one.
was a Canada tribe in Ethiopia.
no,
Way to stab my joke, Dizzy. Now it's on.
oh my God, it's on already.
We all know that man wouldn't survive in Ethiopia.
He rage
he
baited
would.
me 30 seconds after.
Are you
before he
kidding?
said no
He's as
angry
pale as
nerdy.
me. He will step outside and immediately burst into flame, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of Freak.
International.
I glow in the dark and I live in Texas.
No, International Ho is the the Captain Kirk of Power Ups.
There we go.
Here's the thing: Captain Kirk William Shatner is Canadian.
Yeah, but Captain Kirk ain't Canadian. Captain Kirk is an intergalactic Ho.
Yes, I think the official line is that everyone was blaming me because I had him up past his bedtime last night watching television online.
Because it's true.
Wow.
And you know what? This is a note to self. Never commit a crime with Dizzy because she'll tell on herself.
It's the Canadian in her.
She just says sorry and then.
I mean, I went
did
through
not
all the
realize
trouble.
it was a crime.
I went through all the trouble of a cover story just for
Ain't
you
that
to go.
groundwork.
All the best lies have a little bit of truth, and she just shot it right down.
Shot it all to you know what, because the kids are watching.
Freak, I miss you. Come back.
Already? Show just started.
Wow, that was 6
Come
minutes
back.
in. Any but a fool could see I was wrong for keeping you up and watching Charmed.
Well, listen, we had gotten to talking about it, right? Because Shannon Doherty died on the
Yes.
13th, right?
R.I.P.
And it was a very long battle with cancer, and I just got to thinking about how much I used to love watching Charmed. And
yeah.
And so I was just like, I think I'm going to throw it on. And Freak was in the chat. I'm like, listen, do you mind if I throw this on? Because none of anyone else was online, so we couldn't watch any of our other shows. I'm like, we can either watch this or I could throw on Charmed. And he's like, fuck it, throw on Charmed. You act like I twisted the man's arm. Those were I'm pretty sure were his exact words.
Yeah, but see, he's not here to lie for you and say
Also,
you did.
you know how gullible he is. It doesn't take much.
And you know how persuasive you can be. especially when your voice hits that upper octave. We're gonna watch Charmed, and that's what we're gonna do, and you're gonna watch it with me.
Oh my God.
That was spot on with.
I don't endorse that impression at all.
It's okay, we do.
You forgot to add a at the end of your sentence. That's why you forgot to add a.
It's not like I spent the whole night watching Charmed. Like we watched like 2 episodes. Before that, all of us were on for hours watching Slime.
And look, Goob, you know when she starts cussing, she doesn't use a at the end of it.
That part.
Are you
And
saying
look, and everybody out there, she uses the R.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Not the R.
The R.
I feel like you need to clarify.
It's not F-A, it's not P-H-A. It is the hard E-R.
I
You
guess
know
we're still
what?
like
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Put it in
Put it in
the
chat. I am so confused. What R am I using?
I
I'm like
thought
going
she was
through my
down.
swears in my head. And I'm like, which one has an R? Like, motherfucker.
Forbidden one.
There you go. There's one.
There it is.
The forbidden one.
The R.
Yeah, I use R. Am I not supposed to use R? It's got an R on the end of it.
Well, there's some that can use it with an A, but you just choose to articulate. So, hey, that's the way Dizzy does it. Nothing wrong with that.
I need a t-shirt that says that. That's the way Dizzy does it.
If DRay can't be a big kid, can I say it?
Put it in the book.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Motherfucker.
Because I feel like it needs to be clarified that she's not saying a word with a hard R. She's, I glow in the dark as much as she does. And
Not that word.
Yeah, anytime the
Wait a
phrase
minute.
of hard R is spoken, they already think of the other word. We're trying
Nah,
to omit
we
the
weren't
word.
going.
we
Not me.
weren't
I was
going
sitting here
there.
trying to think of a swear that had an R. I'm like, well, it's
Like
fuck
all of
damn.
Like,
We weren't
yeah,
going there.
More that I'm not going to say here.
DRay indirectly called Dizzy a racist. That's hilarious.
Considering what we're going to be talking about later.
No doubt.
Okay. I blame DRay. DRay rage baited me 30 seconds after Troy
You can't say
said no
rage bait, that
angry.
means something completely different.
He did. Troy
I
said
told you.
angry
I
nerding,
need-
and then DRay was like, "Hey, have y'all heard of?"
He does that. I'm kind of
Hey.
happy he's found a new target.
Hey, look, Kylie Minogue, 2024. I need a definition of rage bait.
No.
You
That sounds
posted
like
it,
something.
Get me
Sounds like
yelling
something you catch a bear with.
after Troy. Huh?
You never had an angry
Like, DRay, like literally every time you have mentioned Titanfall 3, knowing
Oh, you mean
that it'll
Apex
set me
Legends?
off, fuck off, knowing that it'll set me off, that's rage baiting.
She
That
put that on herself.
part.
But like Troy said, no angry nerding tonight, and DRay said, "Have you seen this
Yeah.
game?"
DRay woke up and chose violence.
I looked up a bunch of other games by that company. It all
Right.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
All right.
It all
Right, I
makes
just-
sense.
Realize
They
my
wanted- they
audio
wanted
is very
one-hit wonder.
confused on my
What?
side, and I just realized it's
Company
your
is
music
closed,
playing
and
and
I
the
hope you
Metallica
guys
from my
score.
Spotify.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, that's a lot less confusing. I'm good. I was just like, what?
That explains a lot of the confusion. Got it.
But before we roll on too far,
Yeah.
I have to say, my homegirl, rest in peace to her, passing away, Shannon Doherty. You know what? It's almost like when someone passes away that young, it kind of makes you really reflect and think about. She played a large role in the 90s for the culture of a lot of people. Whether it was, because I didn't even think about Charmed, because I never watched the show. But I did watch 90210 occasionally.
It must be 90210. That was the other
Right.
one.
Right. And those two shows basically defined the 90s in certain ways, and shout out to her, shout out to her family. Cancer sucks.
Cancer sucks, big time.
Y'all.
It's another t-shirt we need.
Another
I remember
t-shirt.
watching both of
I think
those.
they already have those.
I never watched 90210, but I did like Charmed.
Cancer,
California in the 90s.
cancer sucks with a hard R.
All right, see, now I'm just picturing
boy.
a T-shirt that says "Cancer sucks with a hard R."
Well, I mean, the only other people who don't say it with the R from like the Northeast are they cancer.
Cancer. Cancer. That was terrible. You guys are wild today.
Be one of those days.
So, could one of you bring up one of the topics that got so heated in our room today? Because I'd love to have a discussion.
I don't know. Are we ready for this?
No. Do you want to start with XCOM 2 or the other one? Because I'm not going to say it until we get started.
I have not played XCOM 2 to actually genuinely, input on that. So,
okay. So I have been playing XCOM, the game, since 1995, when I was working at Electronics Boutique at Oak Hollow Mall in High Point, North Carolina. My job right before I went to college. I've been playing XCOM since then, right? And the one thing I love it's a strategy game. It's sci-fi. It usually has a decent story. But the one thing that was always a constant source of irritation, if you had a minority on your team, chances are your entire team was going to get blown up, right? Or for whatever reason, they couldn't shoot right. Or for whatever reason, any way that you sent the minority, the alien was right there. And, and hold on. And it always played to the old Hollywood stereotype that it was always the black person to die first in the horror picture and the sci-fi picture. And like in, like Star Trek, the only black folks that were really in the original Star Trek besides Aurora was some red shirt in engineering that went on the away mission and had to go down that long dark corridor and never came back.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Because I looked into the XCOM 2 part, but was waiting on you to bring in your actual experience with XCOM in general. Okay, so are you talking like when you say are you talking about the avatars or you yourself, like who you're playing with, like you and your friends, or is it like the avatars? Or
it is literally the avatars. It is literally like if you have for those who have never played XCOM,
so like their skills got fucked.
Yeah, you have to develop. You have to put together a team. It's usually either a 4-man, 5-man, or a 6-man team to go on this mission. It's a turn-based game, and for whatever reason, you can set that this particular avatar has a great aim. He has great reflexes. Whatever the case, somehow, some way, the game finds a way to kill the minority. Right.
Hilarious.
And so let's go all the way from 1994 up to XCOM 2. It came out maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And the idea is that the game teaches racism through xenophobia, because the theme is, instead of learning from the aliens, we kill the aliens. Any new aliens we see, we shoot them.
Yeah, but I think it's really I think the timing of XCOM 2 coming out is worth mentioning, because the way it was set up is that your Earth is being raided by aliens, and I don't know all humans in general or what, but they're under a martial,
so let me fill it.
Rule.
Let me fill in the dots. So XCOM 1 that came out on PlayStation 2, I want to say, basically at the end of the game, when you complete the game, you think that you've killed all the aliens, but what wind up really happening at the beginning of XCOM 2 is that the aliens actually won, infiltrated Earth's culture, and began to sort of change and kidnap and take Earth citizens turning them into aliens
It
themselves.
got so much darker. Like, okay, it was fucked to begin with, but like,
Right.
okay, all right.
Right. No. So basically, the premise of XCOM 2, the aliens established these centers that a human being can go in, and let's say you have asthma, or let's say you fell off a golf cart and couldn't support your own weight. You walk into this alien center.
Damn, the realism.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Are you killing me?
Hold on, wait a minute. So you would walk into the center, and they would have the cure for you.
Walk.
Yeah, I didn't say you. You just outed yourself.
He's killing me.
Anyway, so you would walk into the center. They would have the cure for you, but what they were really doing is stealing your DNA, and they were sort of abducting you and then changing you into one of their own soldiers, right? So
Okay,
it's some kind of
terrible
An
judgment
alien
skills.
eugenics center.
They
Yes,
have terrible
that's exactly
judgment
what it
skills
was.
Because
Fucking
Wow.
DNA farm.
And they
Yes.
went after the wrong DNA.
that is
Like, yes, that's the
exactly what it
problem.
was.
is that like because they have terrible judgment skills. Because I was playing Assassin's Creed the other night, and Sean's friend said, "You know, if this really was back in ancient Greece, you would have lived to the ripe old age and died at birth."
Yeah, like
Wow.
if the aliens all of a sudden incorporate Kent's DNA into
We've
like their
won.
warriors and
We've
shit, like
won.
no, I
We
was like,
can't
we
lose.
win. We just
They
stiff
go out in the
breeze.
sunlight, they burn
That's all
up.
it takes.
Yeah, they're all gone after that. What on earth is happening?
What do you think? What do you think's happening?
Okay, so,
You can't
Oh,
ding
well,
her,
damn.
DRay.
hopefully I got hot. Okay, wait. I wasn't done.
You know what? Side note, I gotta hang out with you and get drunk at least once, because I get the feeling. I just get the feeling.
You know, I've never seen her drunk.
I don't drink.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't?
Have you seen how broken I am? I am on a lot of drugs to keep this alive.
Okay, so that means I gotta get drunk to keep up with you. Okay, I get it.
I am on a lot of drugs to stay alive.
Okay,
Okay.
I get it.
So, before we get off on Hopefly
We
being
have
hot,
digressed so far.
I know. Okay, before we roll back to the Hopefly being hot, because I have comments.
Keep them to
We'll
yourself.
be-
the whole
We'll be showcasing her on the show, but just focus on your point.
Fine.
We're getting dial it blind.
Fine.
All right. So, them like abducting people and like kind of coming in and hiding in society, like blending in and hiding in plain sight, is way more fucked than just the original premise that I was looking up of, hey, XCOM 2 is kind of racist. Because it came out in 2016 and the whole world knows how bad 2016 was for people of color in this specific country. So it wasn't developed or made or built in 2016, but it was around the time that all of that started picking up, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And one of the big things was, is that getting louder to anybody else?
No.
Okay. One
Was the
One
music
of
too
the-
loud for you?
No, it's just it sounded like it was like
I think her brain's
Squirrel.
I did. Troy called me a squirrel earlier today. My brain is not here. All right. But it came out and started getting developed and everything around the same time as the Border Patrol in Texas was
Right.
kind of had a free run of things with the military, and it was a lot of, oh, but they're taking our people, they're coming in and blending in, hiding in plain sight, and they're not doing this, but they are doing that. And and it was all about aliens, and it just makes it so much darker, because originally I was just looking up the hey, maybe this is kind of racist part of it that article mentioned to begin with. But I mean, that got so much darker.
But you think about it though, I mean, yeah, I see your point, but the thing with XCOM and a lot of games like it's not just the minorities that get blown up. You know, if you have a really great female avatar that you put a lot of time and effort and customization and whatever, not just making her look good, but she actually has a skill set, and the game blows her up. And then, you know, XCOM has a mode where it's called Iron Man. And if you play Iron Man, that means that you can't go back and redo anything. So whatever happens,
Hardcore.
Hardcore mode.
Right. Whatever happens, you just have to live with it. You know. So yeah, that's the thing, and I see a lot of that in games, though. So.
Okay, that just circles back to a week ago and the week before that of, you know, it's anybody that's getting harped on in a game, or the first people to die are going to be women or minorities. I mean, it's in every game. I mean, it's the next game we're going to talk about is more women based on the rage part. So like with
wait a
this
minute.
game,
Wait.
I don't think we can talk about that game on public.
I think we can. We're rated 18 and up.
What game are we talking about?
You don't want me to say that out loud?
No.
Are you talking about the
Atari
Atari
one?
The Atari game?
No, not that Atari one. Which, by the way, you should have put a disclaimer on that, because I clicked play, the loud music popped up, and Zachary came over like, I was like, nothing.
That is
I didn't
definitely
even watch it because I was at the doctor.
Good.
Look. Hold on.
You want to?
Wait, was it just what's the Dixon Dildos game?
No, it was very bad. Like 8-bit wise, not the graphics, but what was portrayed in it, very bad.
I would prefer you talk about the game without giving its credibility, because
All right,
we're not trying to do that. Yeah.
Because the game is banned literally everywhere. The company is shut down, and
I'm we need fuel.
Very hopeful that they spent the rest of their life poor.
I looked up what other games they made. It all made sense.
All right, so.
But you know what though? You think about it though. I mean, we've all been gamers for a really, really long time. Doesn't the forbidden seem more attractive? Like, I'll give you an example. I never was a really big fan of GTA 3, right? Until I heard the controversy of gratuitous everything and above.
Everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because GTA 3, you could do pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's when I got hooked. So don't you think that these gaming companies already know that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Like Rockstar knows that they have built $1 billion business on being provocative.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, but
Let's
there's
keep
no
it real.
between being provocative and being predatory.
Well,
There's a thin line between the two, eh?
I mean, but it's a really, really dusty, thin line, because think about it. You would make, how much money will you make before they shut you down?
I mean, those companies ended up closing on their own, and they had nothing but games like that.
Like, there's definitely a way to like still do that, but not approach like that particular line. I mean, look at Baldur's Gate, okay? Baldur's Gate 3 did amazing. Like I don't think anyone that I've talked to said anything bad about it. And in that game, you can literally fuck a bear.
I was not prepared for that.
Does it play out differently if you're a guy with the bear
Veet,
versus the girl with the bear?
Hey, Veet, I ain't done this in a minute. The views and opinions of those on Power Up International do not reflect those of Blast Media, Soul Res Music, or any other functioning human being in the known universe.
Or in the U.S. demographic.
Okay, well, her boyfriend in the game is a fucking vampire, so like, it's not the same though.
Hey, no, she fucked a Cthulhu also.
Yeah.
A what?
A Cthulhu.
The mind
you just
flayer.
made a hentai right on your computer all by yourself then? Like,
What?
Tentacles and all. Yeah, tentacles and all.
I'm pretty sure I showed it to you. Like, as soon as it happened, I got the guys in Discord.
No,
I watched it.
iPad down.
I watched it.
Put the iPad
It
down.
got weird when it gets weird like this.
I don't
I
want
can
to
send
see
you the
what his
scenes.
AI is about to come up with.
But the point is, like, it like straight up, there was a line there.
I am
Well,
not.
look at, like,
And
game-
it
or,
was
you know-
not. And
Okay,
it was
no,
not
no, no.
No,
predatory.
well, okay. Look at like, Cyberpunk 2077. There's some dark shit in that
Right.
game.
That
Mhm.
game is just dicks and dildos
Right.
everywhere, and that's what it's been advertised as the whole time. But I
That
got
one woman straight up violated me in that game.
I feel like
Wait a minute. Wait. Back up. Dizzy, as a concerned co-host and your brother from another mother, how did she violate you?
I would also like to know.
All right. So like, I did this mission for this like
You took her
military
dick
like psycho chick, right?
Ow.
No, wait for it. No, I did this mission where I like went and retrieved this thing for like the military, right? And then I got this message from this crazy chick. She was like meet me here, and so I went there thinking she had another mission, right? And it turns out that if you go and meet her, it's just
Oh,
straight.
come
She
on.
pulls you into her hotel room and does like all sorts of things. Like as soon as it started happening, I'm like, Sam, make it stop, make it stop.
Oh, I
Hey.
remember that. I made Kent come over and watch.
Remember that game where you got like this guy like lured you to a basement and then made you a sex slave? What game was that?
We're not talking about DayZ, babe.
Wow.
This is a
Yo,
full multiplayer. Like there's
These
a
have
on the other side.
I
of
think
that,
I've come a long way since Mario.
And
I was gonna say,
listen to Cat,
postal
Yo.
out the window.
minding my own business, trying to learn the game because I just installed it. The cat told me the cat said you should play it. I was like, okay. First 10 minutes of the game, I'm just minding my business, exploring, running away from some zombies, go up into a house, and there's a motherfucking guy up there. And we started talking.
He's not an NPC. He's
It's a real life person.
people.
It's another man behind the keyboard. I heard him. He had an accent.
It's just the
He hit me
people.
in the head with a hammer,
Was it Freak?
tied me up,
Wow.
and then proceeded to throw hammers at me. After
No.
I
Sounds like something.
Goob.
with you.
Goob, no, really. Y'all know how much Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite game of all
I think you
time.
mentioned it once or twice. Yeah.
I think I have. Do you know that there is a scene in that game where the main character goes to a house and it's a brother and a sister, and he eats dinner and wakes up in a ditch, and he wakes up going, "Ow, why am I hurting?"
Oh. No.
Right.
See, Baldur's
People
Gate
see- no,
was
wait,
all
that's an NPC
consensual. Baldur's
No.
Gate was all consensual.
That's an NPC. Those are NPCs. That
I
motherfucker
was
was not.
non-consensual when I got assaulted on DayZ.
That was a human being behind the keyboard that did all that.
But you know what, though? You know, you got to be careful because there's somebody on this show that assaulted a former co-host of ours and took their clothes and left them naked in Dalaran, and left them naked in Dalaran.
Dizzy.
And I'm just gonna say, oh
Well,
wow,
damn.
Dizzy.
I was like, oh my god, who? I'm like, oh my god, me.
But on the topic of these games we're talking about and the bad one,
Okay.
this reminds me of a talk I had with like Gavin like a year or so ago. We were talking about like some like there were games like that, like this Steam pops up with a weird ass game, and we were talking about it, and we thought like, what if this provides a legitimate outlet for someone to get their fantasies out without actually doing it in real life?
Okay, no. This
I
has
think it
been
encourages it.
this has been looked into. It encourages it.
Mm-hmm.
God, fuck, it's hot. Very helpful, thank you. it encourages it, and it does not give them an outlet. But okay, here's the thing though, like with all these games that like you're killing and shooting and doing whatever, you have a set goal. Like this is your enemy, this is the reason, this is what you have to do. But with this other game, your only goal is to stalk a 42-year-old woman, her 17-year-old and 12-year-old daughters. And in multiple scenes, you attack them, and one of the daughters gets pregnant. And it goes so far beyond, you know, this is my enemy for this reason. No, this is just a person downloading this game for this specific fantasy with children.
You ever play Leisure Suit Larry?
I remember that game.
I've heard of it, never played it.
I played
buddy game?
the Magna Cum Laude one.
Look, okay, Freak's Steam suggested Steam list like is not for anybody's eyes. Like the
why you gotta
That's because we keep sending him links.
It is because everybody keeps sending him links. We fucked up his algorithm.
Yeah, his algorithms all sorts of messed up.
Well, so there's that game I found that's popped up on my Facebook a couple times. You play a serial killer. Y'all ever seen like Hostel?
I remember that.
I know
That's a
of
movie,
it.
right?
I did not watch it.
Okay, it's very gruesome.
Yeah, that's why I did not watch it.
You play this guy who kidnaps and kills people in an abandoned, some kind of, looks like a prison, whatever. But like in the most sadistic ways you can think of, while broadcasting it on the dark web, and they pay you, and then you get more money to buy more people and more stuff.
Okay, but my logic.
There's a game being developed.
Yeah, but what the goddamn? My logic behind this is, like, this game that is no longer allowed anywhere. It
The world united and said, "Fuck y'all."
It is banned in.
Wait a minute. V, are we not doing Blast Artist Spotlight anymore?
No, we are. I'm just
Oh,
letting
we're just
everybody
gonna
finish
push right
their
past
point.
it.
We're a little over the mark, but it's good. Finish your point.
We're on a hot
Okay.
topic.
Well, okay, I can be done after this. So, like this game is banned in Britain, Australia. It's the only game to have ever been banned in Argentina, and it was used as an example in a Supreme Court case of how games shouldn't be allowed to, you know, cover like the basis of like just like, you know, the worst of the worst things just for the sake of doing it, you know, even as an outlet, because even if that works, what the fuck, but it doesn't work.
You got to be doing something to get banned in Argentina.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It is the only game to have been banned in Argentina, but the other game, the torture game, is just the same thing as watching an episode of Criminal Minds. There's a difference between torturing everybody and specifically torturing one woman and her 2 underage daughters.
I promise y'all, I promise you, I am today's years old because I have never heard of that game before until today.
I hadn't either.
I mean, they did a good job about you and never.
Yeah, it came out in 2006.
Way to take away our
innocence.
2006?
Yeah.
Hey, Goo.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in high school.
Huh?
There's no Santa Claus.
I knew that.
It's the only thing we told him, though.
I knew that much.
Wow. So check it.
Mom, there's no Santa Claus. Been lying to me. Speaking of, I hope my mom doesn't watch any of these shorts.
Well, the short
That
ones
part.
are not going to be pretty. Can
So-
we play music?
Yes, ma'am. On this note, we are going to play the Blast Artist Spotlight. This is a wonderful duo group. Well, they're more than a duo, but they go by a duo as Skin on Flesh.
Oh,
This
I like
one
that.
this is terrible and sad. I love this song.
Appropriate.
Yep,
You're
right
welcome.
here. Check it out. Gotta love it. Yes,
People love
That-
that.
was Skin on Flesh with
That was only a minute long.
Terrible and Sad. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans of music. And if you want to have access to hundreds of independent music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to it. Blast. We are constantly changing the industry one artist at a time. I love that group. One of the coolest bands that's a part of Blast. They're over in I want to say Germany. Was the last time I spoke to them, probably about 2 years ago. So
Last
look
time
forward
I
to
saw an article from them was, I want to say, Berlin.
mhm.
Yeah, it's like I really we're interviewing them soon for Blaster, and I'm really excited because they have a bunch of articles that you can so easily bounce off of just to like keep it going. I'm
Yeah, they're
excited.
super cool. Yes, indeed. What is the next? Let me see here. We've talked about many things.
Mm.
The first
So we did the-
burnout. Is it real? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. We'll get to that in a second. But the one thing I wanted to ask, which we were saying, is that people, the article was saying that they feel that video games are making people racist, sexist, and what was the other one? There was another word.
Homicidal?
No, hold on, let me look.
I'm
But
looking.
also, I don't disagree. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, it's making you racist and right wing.
Is that a thing?
Wow. Well, here's the thing in my perspective that I feel, and hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Video games, especially if you're competitive, they apply pressure. And what I mean by that is anything that causes you to act out of character based on stress, it's going to happen. As far as you say something you may not necessarily mean, or as they say, show the true color of your nature. Now, racism is never something you just are born with. It's something that you're taught. So if you're around those that are, let's say, speaking racist or thinking racially, if you will, when the pressure comes, of course, you'll use the derogatory names and slangs and stuff like that. Again, my opinion. And I've heard all the racist rhetoric. That's the word. I'm making up words. Rhetoric
Where's your
through
heart?
through Call of Duty.
Oh
Through,
man, you might hear the
um,
most toxic voice comms ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
I kind of disagree.
Nothing.
Troy.
Nothing will ever top WoW for me.
I was
I've never dealt with it in a while, but definitely
yeah,
for the
like-
shooting games.
Yeah,
Oh,
that Baron's
Division?
chat, yo, that
Oh
Baron's
my gosh.
chat.
Division 1 and 2, forget about it. The
I
hatred
kind of
of it,
disagree
though.
with Troy though, because like, if anybody has met or heard of the people that gave raising me a go, they didn't succeed, but they tried.
Mhm.
They're not great people, and they say the worst kind of words. And never in my life have I been stressed out or angry enough to call somebody or say something that I would not normally say if I weren't in a stressful situation.
Well, you're one
Can
of
I-
like you.
But
I
can
don't think that
but-
counts.
But I can also piggyback on that because I will push. Veep, I respect your opinion, but the thing with video game gangsters is they have the environment where they feel like they can say anything without any kind of accountability, right? So to give you an example, for those who don't know, I'm 6'2", about 350, right? Say the wrong thing to me at the wrong time, it's probably going to be a problem, right?
He is too
But-
big than me.
But if you're online and I can't get to you, you now feel free to say any and everything that your heart desires.
That
And
makes
it
a lot
has
of sense.
it has nothing to do with you having a bad day. It has everything to do with those latent, hidden, sort of uninhibited whatevers,
and you feel untouchable.
right?
What are they gonna do?
Right.
Well, it goes back to last week with the people on the other side of the screen that they're shit talking aren't real people to them, so they don't care.
Exactly.
But okay, so like I kind of agree and disagree with Troy because I do feel like that these people grew up hearing these things, so they say them whenever the hell they want. But I don't think I think you have to already think that and agree with that to just jump out and say it. Even if you're I don't see how a decent non-racist person could ever just jump out and say something racist because oops, I was stressed. Like, I don't.
But also think about it like this. It's not necessarily just racism. And I'm going back to WoW now because I think that probably left the biggest mark on my brain than any
sexism.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah.
I have seen, and I guess these were little boys who either A, never knew how to talk to women, B, never were taught how or whatever the case. They just felt like they could say anything. And that kind of stuff has nothing to do with what kind of day you're having. It doesn't have anything to do with what kind of mood you're in.
It's the lack of respect, and they're not treating women like actual human beings.
Exactly.
But I mean,
because when you're looking at a computer screen,
there's no consequences there. Like I wasn't old enough to play WoW. I mean, it was kind of big the year I graduated, but I was never into it in school.
They didn't have it.
Well, yeah. Okay, there were like 800 people there. There was sometimes internet. But they don't. I just wasn't on that game. So like when Call of Duty and Halo and all these Diablo came out where you could play with other people and you needed to use in-game chat, it became a lot easier for people to say whatever you wanted. I mean, like my mom is a special ed teacher, and my adopted mom, she's a special ed teacher, and I have an uncle who didn't have enough oxygen at birth, and this was like 50 years ago, so they just, they didn't have the stuff to recover. So there are words I would never call somebody. And my adopted mom that was loud. My adopted mom is Mexican, so like there are things that I would never say or think about somebody. But no matter how good you are at hiding it in front of other people, if you have these racist or sexist thoughts or, any kind of thoughts, no matter how good you are at hiding it, when it's just a screen in front of you, they don't care because you're not real.
Facts.
So they say whatever they want.
Facts.
That's why I don't do in-game chats.
Yeah. So, while you were too young to play WoW, I played WoW, but by the time I was playing PUBG, I knew how to track down people's IP addresses. So,
and that game is bad too.
God, yes.
Most of the games that involve PvP shooting each other.
Hey, no, you know what?
Worst voice chat ever.
Fortnite. Okay, so we played it for like the first 2 months that it came out before it turned into Battle Royale. We played it the first 2 months when it came out, and it was just.
I bought 4 found pack.
Yeah, like right when it came out, but it wasn't Battle Royale yet. You didn't just drop in with all these random ass people, like hundreds of them, So.
It was like a base defense where you had to do like a tower defense and stop the zombies.
Build a base, and then either you and a group of friends, or if you didn't have enough friends, you and a group of friends, and then some randos. So like you could easily just kick them out. But now Fortnite is just as bad. I mean, I've seen recordings of kids playing Fortnite, and the things that those kids overhear. Oh hell no. I don't let my own kids around a lot of my family because, like, why would I want them to be able to learn those things?
My nephew that plays Fortnite got after me the other day because we sat down to watch a movie. They recently discovered the Ernest movies. And I'm like, okay, well, we can watch one if you want. What about Ernest Scared Stupid? And I got called out because I said the S word by my nephew
What's
who
that?
plays Fortnite.
I'm sorry. What's the S word?
Stupid. So we have to call it Ernest Scared Silly in that house.
We're bad.
And he plays Fortnite.
Okay, well, first of all,
We're horrible parents.
Oh, jeez.
they're just things
Do you
they're
know-
not allowed
Wait a minute.
to be around.
Wait a minute. Do you know how many times I've heard my son call somebody stupid on his game?
My child yells, "Damn it, Dizzy!" every time she fucks up in Minecraft.
He said worse to me.
I'm getting a sample of that
You
next.
admitting shit.
I am though.
I've
but,
already. Yeah. Go ahead.
there's a lot of things that I just don't. I don't want them to grow up around hate or anger or anything like that. But when you can take a joke and we're just bantering back and forth, I don't care near as much. As long as you're not being an asshole or you're not being racist or sexist or anything like that, and they don't learn that.
All right, I can avoid being a racist and a sexist and a bigot and all of that. I cannot avoid being an asshole. Okay, you were asking too much of me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you
Well, like-
you aren't friends with our child anymore.
I
Say goodbye to
had-
that 6-year-old.
I had to explain racism to them the other day. Because have y'all heard of Raising Dion?
Yes.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And so does Matthew. And it's really good. But he got to the episode where the mom had to explain to Dion that, sometimes the reason people are afraid of him isn't because of his superpowers.
Right.
It's
Right.
because of the color of his skin.
Right.
And he didn't get it. And they have a friend that lives upstairs,
Mhm.
and they're also black. And I was like, your friend Kyrie and Mino, because their abuela's brown, and I glow in the dark. I can't. I've never had to go through this other than secondhand seeing what people have said to mom. So I had to try and walk him through it. Well, these people don't have the same color skin as you, and because of that they were treated differently. But I don't want to explain that too much to where he learns, oh hey, you can use this against someone, because they're too young to understand how bad that is to begin with. You can explain why you shouldn't, but the critical thinking just doesn't come into play that early.
Yeah.
Remember the time Matthew asked why the cat sounded funny? First time he'd ever heard the cat speak. He's got a heavy Norwegian accent.
But I think sometimes I feel like, and I'm glad that we're having a deep intellectual conversation on it, but a lot of times I really just think that it is literally just a joke to some of these people.
No,
that,
it's so easy for them to jump to it too.
Exactly. It's almost like playing virtual truth or dare. It's like, I bet you won't call her that, or I bet you won't say that to such and such. You know what I mean? So
I mean, my dad has married many brown women, and he makes these same racist jokes about every single one. I just don't. It's why I stopped talking to him. He can't talk to the kids because when you say hello and say, hey, the kids are on speaker, they want to talk to you, he opens up with a word that they should never hear, ever. And I don't understand people. I don't understand that. Sure, there's nobody around you right now. That doesn't change the fact that people are actively hurt by that constantly. Could you be a better person?
Well, I think it's difficult when you have the mindset of using video games as an escape from the real world, and then the real world follows you into the video games.
That is really true.
And so it's like a lot of us, we use our virtual time to kind of escape and it's really such a drag. And so, like, speaking as an African American, a lot of times that's why I think I overlook a lot of it, even though it's jacked up. I overlook it because this is my escape. You know, there was a period in time where the only vacation that I could take was playing GTA San Andreas. You know what I mean? That was pretty much my vacation. I'm going to San Andreas, y'all. And so imagine playing a video game and this is your only means of escape, and you got to deal with the same problems that you're dealing with in real life.
Yeah.
Constantly.
So you got to make a decision. Do I continue to play, or do I just, make my stand here and ruin it for myself? And I have to figure out what else am I going to do. So
I won't play games with in-game chat because of that. Like, I just.
Well, it's just the games are becoming.
They don't need my money.
More and more real life situations, topics that they're no longer, they're all still grounded in reality. That you might as well. It's like you can't just some people that you can't escape certain situations. Like when you played LA Noire, it was so much
Y'all, that game was so bad. I had nightmares for 2 weeks.
Recommending it too. I had actually played it enough.
I got so hooked into it, but I couldn't get away from the abuse and those types of situations in it. And I wanted to solve the game and I wanted to finish it, but I couldn't get away from it. And it kept triggering nightmares one after the other. Like I couldn't use that as an escape because of that. That's crazy. A really good example. I wanted that game.
To piggyback on what EBTCH said and even DRay, we all have a choice. And just like EBTCH said, she chooses not to respond that way regardless of the pressures that happen. And I agree, I'm the same way. My language is usually straightforward. I usually choose not to use profanity because that's just a choice of mine. But I think I've heard you cuss like different.
Once in like 10 years.
I have my moments.
Oh, trust me, you ain't been in the blast meetings. That dude cusses a lot.
He saves it all up for then.
So proud of you.
Blast makes you cuss sometimes. but that's just the reality of it. But before we get out of here, there's something that I wanted to show, and I want you guys to pick our video rendition for the mascot that we've had, which was Ho-Fly. But before we get the persecution of the name, could DRay and Dizzy step up to the plate and explain the whole reason why Ho-Fly was birthed?
I'm gonna let Dizzy do that.
Dizzy said no.
Because it was really.
I was trying to say horsefly. And I think it was like horsefly and deerfly at the same time. I was trying to say like a couple yeah, I was talking about bug bites, right? And I'm like, I was trying to say like horsefly, and I said something else, and the words combined, and it came out ho-fly.
And she happened to do it right when I had my iPad in my hand.
I do not trust that motherfucker when he gets his iPad.
Your turnaround time from concept, your turnaround time from verbal concept to reality is kind of scary.
But he was like that always.
I am ducking. It's like a fucking chocolate. You know something's about to
start as anything pervy. I was talking about bug bites.
And look, she bites
pervy to some people.
And she bites for real. And she used the hard R. I appreciate that.
You pick up your iPad and it's like a chocolate coming at you. Like I know in seconds my messenger's about to ding with something traumatizing that I can't look away from.
So this one is the first rendition of Ho-Fly. So let's check it out.
I like her wings.
The wings were fucking dope.
So pretty.
I like her wings.
Badass.
So pretty. All right, here's the second one.
Yeah,
can you just
bug wings, so they can't.
Can you like take the two, like with the body of the face of the first one with the wing Wait, fuck.
No,
Well,
you
see,
want
but
body
the
of
second one has,
Why
like,
is the
bird
second one?
wings.
The wings of the first one.
The first one actually had like bug wings. Those were like
Yeah,
bird
you
wings.
gotta keep the bug wings.
See, the second one is more Mockingjay than it is Hoefly.
I would go with
Yeah.
the first one. She legit kind of looks like
Mockingjay?
our Hoefly.
She kind of does.
The hooking Jay.
Do we have the original
Wait
Hoefly?
a
Like,
minute, wait. Did you say hooking? What did you say?
she said hooking.
You said
No, no.
mocking Jay, and I said the hooking Jay.
Oh, you said hooking.
Yeah. Oh God,
You don't.
I've made a mistake.
Actually, this
I'm
is
so
just
sorry.
gonna turn into a fucking fish hook in the shape of a J. So just let it go.
Or the leather Jake on a hook.
Just
Oh god,
give
it's
me
gonna look like my
just
mother
a
with like the
second.
letter J
I like
smacking
the
on her
first
thigh.
one.
You like the first one. So what are our
I like the first
nominations
one
for
better
the
than the
first one?
second one.
I like the first one. Her
Uh,
wings are
first one.
pretty.
Yeah, so it's sold. So the first one.
I
Now
don't know, Hoefly.
I'm going to work out a way to have it where we're able to talk while the video is showing, but you know, we're on a new platform, so things are a little different. But we'll figure it out.
I'ma
Um,
use some
AI,
A-
hey,
I'ma
should we
I'ma
AI
use some-
Hoefly so she can have her own cam feed and talk to us?
I hate
think we
everything
should.
about it.
That
I
would
think
be
we need to
great.
happen. Like that needs to happen. I hate
don't tell Freak
everything
about
Like
it.
our own little Siri. Like,
Please, Freak is here.
Don't tell Freak about it.
Freak is here hiding in the shadows.
I am the night.
I am the night.
Yeah,
am
I hate
the-
everything about the mental thought of that, but also I need to see it happen. So, pretty please.
So
Let's see.
real quick,
Wait a minute. Wait. I gotta talk this out.
Wait.
Create an image of a horsefly that's a prostitute. Okay,
See,
go ahead. I got
you
it.
guys
Oh, y'all go.
created this monster. Anyway,
I apologize.
since Freak's not here, this is just a reminder of Freak. I freaking love that. Well, anyway,
Thank you.
E-Bitch, what
I
would
got
you like
your
to say to the people as we head out?
He says I got your back, right? Like as he shoots you in the back, though.
That part.
Your
It's
closing
great.
statement.
No, I'm no. Be nice to people.
Don't be
What I
racist.
say earlier, don't be an asshole.
Don't be racist.
That one.
Don't be racist. That too.
That one. There he is.
Okay. DRay, what would you like to say to the people as we head out?
I'm gonna concur. Be nice to people because you never know who can track down your IP address and they have bail money.
Oh,
Can you threaten people?
indirectly, I guess.
Oh, he was
If
ready
it's
to
not aimed
fight.
at a specific
Yo. Okay.
Oh, God,
Save it
I
for the chat
absolutely-
room.
no.
Save it for the chat room.
Yo, let's
Dizzy,
go.
what would you like to say to the people?
I
as
have
we
I
head
have created a new character, and it's gonna be Hoefly's handler.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Oh, Jesus.
You mean her pimp?
out?
Are they called pimps anymore?
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, pimping ain't
Land
gone
the
nowhere.
plane.
Well, Dizzy,
Um,
your closing
Dizzy.
remark?
Your closing remarks, please.
I'm gonna piggyback off of E-Bitch. Don't be a dick. Don't be racist.
Real original.
Can we get that on a T-shirt?
No doubt.
Can we do the awkward thumbs up?
The
though?
two thumbs.
Like,
Yeah, that's the only kind of thumbs up I do is the awkward one.
You gotta go like this. You gotta get the face. You gotta get that.
Why did I have a weird visual when you said that, Dizzy?
Oh jeez.
I don't know. Why did you, DRay?
I'm just saying.
I kinda
Are we
need to
having
see it.
flashbacks to
Hey,
E-Bitch's
Goob.
intro picture.
Good. What do you got to say? Oh jeez. What do you got to say to the people? What do you got to say to the people, bro?
Oh, I said don't be racist.
Oh, okay. So that's
Alright,
your.
what the
your
It's really easy to not be racist.
looking
Wow,
like a
that is
cardboard
disgusting.
DRay.
reject.
bad?
Wait a minute.
Dizzy, where's your spray bottle?
I gotta animate it.
Oh, geez.
It looks like something
Well,
from a Star Wars movie.
I was gonna
That's
say, it
what I
looks like
said.
something that'd be like hanging out in Jabba's hut.
Was
Jabba's
that not a
hut.
character in Star Wars?
Wasn't that like
Jabba
Guido?
Una Mata.
Right?
That was
Like
Guido.
Guido.
DRay, bad.
Anyway. Well, first of all, everybody, we thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Oh, God, that's
We
funny.
appreciate your comments and opinions. Definitely always leave a comment. We will respond back to you. Please like the show and definitely bring a friend next week. We're always here. And as
You
always,
require more supervision.
Yes.
We're always
I need
crazy.
an adult.
We're always here. We're
And as always,
crazy.
remember to bring a friend, and when you do this to your
That recoil in the recoil.
I mean, like, you know what, like, Goob,
The thing at the end,
Goob.
all holes destroyed.
Goob,
Right there,
Goob,
that's where it gets me.
Goob, that recoil and that wave is a thing of beauty.
And that
The little
perfect
jiggle
sound,
is just like.
that perfect sound to that.
that crisp slap. Yeah, it was crisp.
Yeah. Hey,
That
We
Charger
are
got
not
better-
dissecting
Charger
an
got
ass
better
slap
booties than
right
a lot of
now.
women I know.
Wait a minute. Hey, what I'm about to send y'all
Oh,
tell
boy.
me if he's not looking for his money.
Anyway,
Oh,
everybody,
Fun.
Ho-Fi says goodnight. Graham Cracker. We will see y'all next week. We love y'all. Be easy.
Bye.
Perfect.